The Second Amendment Myth by me. What is the Second Amendment myth? The Second Amendment myth is the right to keep and bear arms in connection with service. The NRA also says it is time to focus on other things than gun control. What is needed to stem this violence? Stricter gun control law. In 1993, the Brady Bill law was passed, requiring a 5-day waiting period and background checks for those who wish to buy a handgun. What was the original purpose of having a well-regulated militia? A well-regulated militia is from the time when the U.S. Constitution was made. Each state had their own militia, which was part-time soldiers. The members of militia should following the law. The Second Amendment means that the purpose with militia is to secure a free state against threats of many kinds. What was the militia not? The militia was not, as some gun control opponents have claimed, just simply another word for the armed citizenry. It was an organized military force, well regulated by the state governments. Why has the Second Amendment become an anachronism? The Second Amendment has become an anachronism because of changes in the militia. It isn't no longer citizens that are in the militia. The most essential change is that the new militia has limited membership, which means it only is a few people who is being a part of the new militia. Identify the genre. Comment on the layout. The genre of the text is an article, and more like an opinion piece, because the text is focusing on the writer's opinions on a subject, and the subject is gun violence and gun control and the Second Amendment. For example, can you see the writer's opinion at the end of the text? Which says, gun control laws have no effect on the arming of today's military, since those laws invariably exempt the National Guard. Therefore, they raise no serious Second Amendment issue. If you look at the layout for the text, you can see a heading, the Second Amendment myth and meaning, and there is also a short introduction, which is a quote by Chris Rock in Bowling for Columbine. And there also is a main part written in plain letters with some middle headings. The only thing I can remember that is missing is the writer's name. Tell something about the rhetorical situation. Subject. What is the text about? The text is about the Second Amendment and what the National Rifle Association says about it, and also the text is about the U.S. Constitution and the military, and also about gun control and gun laws. In the text you read about what the military and the Second Amendment myth are, and also you read about the old military and the new military, but mostly the text is about gun control and gun laws. If you look at the sender for the text, it's an organization called Brady Campaign. The receivers are people with different opinions because the organization wants to change their opinion. The organization Brady Campaign is the largest organization in America to work with gun control. And at last, to the context, it is written because the USA or the US has been involved in many gun shootings in the past couple of years. Why has the text been written? The text has been written to inform us because the text explains the Second Amendment and military. You read about what the two things are and what the two things do. In the beginning of the text there are some facts, but else there isn't any facts in the text. That means this text mostly informs us in words and not numbers. Does the writer appeal to logos, pathos, or ethos? Examples. I will say the writer used logos because the text in the beginning says at first to fifth lines, gun take the lives of 105 Americans every day. 15 of them are children and teenagers. In the 4 years between 1988 and 1991, which by the way is 3 years, more Americans were murdered with firearms than were killed in battle during the 8 years of the Vietnam War. That is completely horrible, but it also the only facts in the text you hear. And if you look at rational arguments, there are, for example, this example. In the words of former U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice Warren Burger, the NRA has perpetrated a fraud of the American public. This example says something about rational because it's the court chief that says something about gun control. Also in the beginning of the text it says, according to NRA, the Second Amendment's guarantee of a right to keep and bear arms is as broad and fundamental as the First Amendment freedoms of speech. That example says something about what NRA stands for, which I find rational because the NRA says it. What are the most essential arguments? Do they hold water? Do you agree, disagree? The most essential arguments are the facts, military, and right to keep and bear arms. Facts is facts, but else I don't think there is good arguments in the text. I think there should be more arguments because the for example, consequences for gun control, or why you have to keep a gun, or something like that, instead of descriptions of military and Second Amendment myth. But else I find the text very exciting.